Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We're here once again, and I want to thank everyone for stopping by to watch my content. How you all doing? Yeah, thank God for another day. I want to thank everybody for following my channel. I want to thank you for subscribing. I want to thank you for all the shares and the comments too. Whichever comments you are putting down, they are all welcomed. I want to title today's content, or probably what I'm trying to record. I want to title it as "You Can Never Be Rich in Canada." You can never. Probably before I post the video, I'll couch the heading to at least capture what I want to say. But definitely, what I want to talk about today is you can never be very rich in Canada. Basically, in Canada, the system is designed to just hold you down. You understand? So, I just clocked 3 years in Canada, and this is what this is my personal observation in the last 3 years that I've been in Canada. When I came to Canada in, what was it called? December 2020, I came as a student. So I resumed classes in January 2021. My program was a 1-year program. I finished the program and I've been working for 2 years. And sincerely, in the last 2 years, I've not seen any significant change in my life that I said, okay, I'm in Canada, I'm working, I have a good job, at least this is significant change. I've not seen any major change. Basically, I'm just in Canada, I work, they pay me, I pay bills, that's all. I work, they pay me, I pay bills, nothing extra. The little extra I'm spending here and there is probably maybe funds from back home, from business and all that. Yeah, this video is going to be more like my observation. Yeah, because the way the system is designed here, it will be easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for you to be rich in quote here in Canada. Basically, people that say they are rich here is just maybe you're able to afford your bills effortlessly. Yeah. So I want to take it one after the other. Maybe first of all, let's look at the job market. In Canada, Canada has a population of 40 million persons. Of this 40 million, 26 million is the active population that are working, people that are working actively. So the other 14 million that's left, that's 40 million minus 26 million, it's 14 million. So the other 14 million is made of children that are not up to working age or adults that are too old to work. Yeah. So of the working age, people that are actively working are just 26 million. And of these 26 million, those that earn 6 figures and above, is just 11%. So 11% of 26 million. So we are talking about 10% will be 2.6 million. So 11% will be around 2.6 something, or say 2.7 million. So in the whole of Canada, of the 40 million persons here in Canada, it's just below 3 million individuals that are earning up to $100,000 and above. That's um, 6 figures. Okay, just follow me hypothetically and just say, okay, let's assume you are earning $100,000. Most of the people you see, like if you say the 11% now that earn, what's it called? 6 figures and above. So it means 89% earn below $100,000. So it means a chunk of that 26 million, around 23, 24 million persons earn below $100,000. Most of them just earn minimum wage. That's just the truth. Most of them just earn minimum wage. But for the sake of this video, let's assume, okay, you're earning $100,000 per annum. By the time your paycheck comes, definitely tax will be deducted. Tax will take like 30 something percent, between 28 and maybe 35%, right? You're left with 65, 70,000. Just follow my calculation per annum. You divide this by 12, it comes to like every month you just earn like 5,000 something every month. I live around the Toronto area. I live in a 2-bedroom condo, 2-bedroom. My rent and utility every month is above $3,000. So deduct that from the 5,000. You're left with 2,000 something, right? I have to pay my car insurance. When you pay your car insurance, if you go anywhere, let's assume you go outside, have a drink with friends and all that. By the time you pay for the drink, they will deduct tax from it. You go to Walmart to buy anything, they deduct tax, deduct HST. You understand me? So like I was saying, that for someone that is earning $100,000 per annum, and $100,000 per annum is a big deal. Even managers here, they don't earn that much. Most people, even if you are earning 50, 60,000, it's a good salary as far as Canada is concerned. But you can imagine the example I just gave you now. So by the time you pay your rent, let's say you have a family and all that, and you're staying in a 2-bedroom apartment, you pay your rent, pay your utilities, you're left with about 2,000 something. You pay your car insurance, you buy groceries. If you go out, buy anything, they deduct tax, deduct HST. You find out that at the end of the month, by the time you are done paying everything, you barely be left with $300, $400, $500 in your account. So what are you really working for? So you can imagine, I just gave that as an analogy for someone that is earning $100,000 per annum. But most people, the 89% that is left, that's the 23, 24 million, they earn far, far below that 100,000 per annum. That's why you see people, to make ends meet, they work 2 jobs, or they try to get a better job. Okay, let's assume you that is earning 100,000 per annum. You now decided, okay, I want to get a better job. You now go improve yourself, you get a better job. Maybe they are now paying you 150,000 per annum. You would think, okay, you have more money to spend, but it's not so. It's pay as you earn. Your earning has increased, so does your tax. So you that you are paying tax 28, 29, 30% before, you'll be shocked that now that you are earning 150,000 per annum, your tax goes up. So the tax deductions goes up on your 150,000 as compared to when you were earning 100,000. So significantly, by the time all the deductions comes into place and all that, you find out that the difference, even though you had a job that is paying you $50,000 extra per annum, the difference in the net that comes to you probably maybe just $300, $400, $500. So there's no significant change. These are my personal observation. At least I've lived here 3 years. And another thing you want to look at is cost of living. It's just expensive. Everything is just expensive. You understand? And even in the analogy I gave before, you've not calculated your phone bills, your internet bills, all those stuff. I didn't even add it to that calculation. So by the time you add all these things, and here around Toronto area, you barely go to anywhere and you want to park that you won't pay for parking. You go anywhere you want to park, you have to pay. Even if it's on the street, you have to pay. So all your life, you are just thinking about paying of bills, paying of bills, paying of bills, paying of bills. Okay, the analogy I gave, I said, okay, maybe you should get a better job or something like that. Now, if you are not getting a better job, let's say you are still keeping your job, but to make ends meet, you decide to get a second job. You close from one job, you rush to the other. A house that you are paying almost over $3,000 for monthly, you are barely able to sleep in the house. So most times you are tired, fagged out, worked out, dies. So the few people that probably earn, the 11% that earn 6-figure and above, mostly maybe they are those in tech, doctors, yeah, or maybe all these financial experts that have people they talk to, they tell you about insurance, tell you about this, then they tell you, oh, you hear them talking about TFSA, you'll be planning for your retirement and all that, when you're supposed to live your life in the now. Do you know if you are going to die tomorrow? No. You are 30, 35, and they're telling you how you'll be planning for your retirement. I want to live my life in the now. Nobody knows tomorrow. You understand? I want to wake up, okay, if I want to travel to the US, I want to travel to Europe and all that, I should be able to just stand up, buy a ticket and travel. That's the way I see life. That's the way I used to live my life back in my country. But here in Canada, I will tell you that in the last 3 years, oh boy, I think I'm just as close as saying, is it that they sold us a dummy or what? Sincerely, if you ask me. And people just walk. That thing I want to talk about is cost of properties. You see, here in Canada, you just see a property that is looking like, I don't know how to call it. They tell you it's 700,000, 800,000, 1 million, 1.2. You'll be wondering, for this 2x2 or 3x3, so what's making the property so expensive like this? Across the border here, I have siblings living there that own their properties. They bought their properties in the region of 300,000-400,000. Now, if you see these properties, they are palatial. At least one of them, I think that they bought their property 420,000. It's a 5-bedroom duplex. The basement is 2-bedroom, and they bought it 420,000. That kind of property, you come to Canada, you'll be lucky to have it for $1.52 million. I'm telling you. And if you see the massive compound, the massive space, you don't get such properties here in Canada. So you want to ask yourself, why are properties so expensive here? So how long are you going to work to be able to afford that? In my country, when you own something, you own it 100%. Here in Canada, if you see 10 brand new cars here, 9 or 10 out of those 10 cars are financed. I bet you nobody has that cash. Maybe just 1 out of 10 will be able to bring out cash. They say, okay, this guy's $80,000, and he drops $80,000 cash on the table and drives away with the car. All of them are financed. In my country, if you see a brand new car driving, know that that person paid for that car cash. And I'm not exaggerating. If you see any house, because mortgage system, maybe it's now that it's just coming to my country. If someone owns a property, that person owns that property 100%. I have properties in my country, and I'm not here having sleepless nights over them. Here, cost of properties, they are just so expensive. Just across the border here in the US, a property that you buy here in Canada for $1 million, you can get that same property in the US for $300,000, or let's say $400,000. That will be much in a better state. So when people are not earning much, how are you going to afford that? Rent is high, cost of property is high. Even when you eventually buy the property, every year you pay, what's it called, property tax, pay this. There is one bill or the other, you know. I belong to a WhatsApp group, and most of the people were like 200 and something members. Over 200 of the members are in Nigeria. Just a few of us live in diaspora, and we're like in Nigeria before we relocated. In fact, yesterday, one of the persons in the group just made a joke that, Matthew, I'll put the comments so you see, why are you looking this old? You know, that abroad is supposed to make people young, not old. I just laughed, but in the real sense, that statement is correct. You just work, and pay bills, nothing extra. The thing is, I met people here that have lived in Canada for quite some time. Some in excess of 15, 20, 25 years. I've not seen anything major about their life that I would say has inspired me. In Nigeria, even with the difficult situation, at least you make, no matter how slow, but at least you make progression. You see some progressions in your life. I think it was in 2020, if I can remember. Say 2011 or so. I have this friend, I won't mention his name, but he was working with a company. His salary then was 180,000 naira monthly. But out of that 80,000 naira, he was able to build himself a house. He joined this contribution that they do. So when he gets to his turn, I think he will go mold some blocks and all that. Under 3, 4, 5 years, he built himself a house. He owns that house. That's where he lives till today. Can you try that in Canada? When houses are 1,900,000, 1.5, how many people here in Canada have that kind of money? You know, they even eventually are able to struggle, put together your down payment, you get the house. Every day you hear that, oh, Bank of Canada has increased interest rate and your mortgage has gone up. And now you have to work extra hard to make money to pay the mortgage. Because if you default, then they will foreclose on your house. House that you have paid for so many years, they will foreclose it. That's and they will take it away from you. It's just crazy around here. Like I was saying, what is really the Canadian dream? Yes, what's really the Canadian dream? People just come, work, After 20 years, you check your life. Basically, if there's any major thing you have achieved, maybe you have a house that you are still paying mortgage for. Maybe you have a brand new car that you financed and all that. You are not able to buy them outrightly. Across the border here in the US, even if you don't have documents, there are some hustle you hustle in 1 year, you buy this thing cash. Canada don't have that kind of opportunity. It's a system that is just designed for you to work. I'm not saying other places are not like that, but there are more opportunities. Someone might want to argue that, oh, maybe Toronto is expensive and all that. Okay, let's move down inward. Say you're living in Kitchener, St. Catharines, say the outskirts. Yeah, you may get property there for 500,000-600,000. How many companies are there that you get a very good job? How many opportunities are there? None. The best you have is a factory job or warehouse job. That's when you go to this interior. What kind of job will you get in those areas there? So most of the times you end up even becoming maybe Uber driver or something like that. There are no opportunities in the hinterland that way. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's why I say most people, they just cluster around the major cities. That's where the opportunities are. You want to change a job, you can change a job in a week or two. But the bills are just killing. You're not able to achieve anything. You understand? To your name. Back in my country, I was an executive in an oil and gas company. We do business in the millions of dollars. I'm going to put some documents here so you see, so you know I'm not bluffing. I was living the life, let me put it that way. If you see my house, palatial. Even my maid has her own, her room is bigger than where I live now in Canada. That's my maid's room back in Nigeria. It's bigger than where I'm living myself now here in Canada. Don't worry about anything. If I want to travel, just buy a ticket, I travel. I don't start scratching my head. Excuse me. If I want to have a good time, just do it. I don't start saying, oh, my car insurance have not been paid. Oh, there's a mortgage coming. Excuse me. You know, yeah, it's just all about bills, 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 bills. Like I told you, there are some people I met like in African store, there are some I met that most of them, they've lived here for 15, 20, 25 years. And when I look at them, definitely their colleagues that they left in Africa would have gone far, far ahead of them. Own their properties 100%, that's if they don't even have multiple properties. Whichever car they are driving, they own it 100%, is not financed. You understand? They would have developed or improved economically. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Canada here is just a fact. And you see, a lot of people are living in Canada. Will you blame them? Even citizens are living in Canada. If you don't live, you think, oh, this is where life starts and ends. But can live better, a lot better, even paying less bills in other places. And here in Canada, you cannot default on your bills. The time you start defaulting on your bills, start affecting your credit score. You know, it's just crazy. The tax is so high, you know. So I just see Canada like a concentration camp where everybody just works for the government. The tax is so high. Even all these financial people that are talking about finance here and there, some of them is just how to help you maybe minimize the tax you pay to government, or how to evade not paying some taxes, maybe all those things, because the tax is so high. It's just crazy. Almost everybody in Canada is broke. Take it or leave it. There's a time I just decided to try something. Okay, there are some few persons I know. I just said, let me try them. And I called like 5 of them. Oh, please, I need $2,000. Can you help me? I'll return it in 2 days. Of those 5 persons, not even one was able to raise $2,000. I said, okay, let me increase it to 10. So I called these 10 persons. Please, I need this amount. I'm going to return it. The only person out of that 10, only one person, and that one person was going to maybe withdraw it from his credit card. So everybody in Canada is broke. There's nothing extra. Forget about flashy pictures, everything you see on the internet and all that. And it goes down to say, okay, let's assume the opportunity is here. It's just, people just walk. Everywhere, people walk. But let's assume someone like Drake remains in Canada with his talent and all that. Probably, maybe he will just be a manager in Walmart or Costco. But he took his talent to America. The kind of money he has, he cannot make that kind of money here in Canada. The same thing with Justin Timberlake. What's that his name? This young guy. Yeah. Justin Bieber. Same thing with Celine Dion. All these people, they ran to the US. They all live in the US. They are probably here in Canada. We won't hear about them. The market is not here. Mention one successful musician that is internationally known, that is from Canada, that remained in Canada. Even The Weeknd. Immediately his talent was discovered, he left Canada, he's in the US. They just come to Canada once in a while, but if you don't go to the US, you stay here, your talent dies with you. You just end up playing, maybe entertaining guests in the bar and all that. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you hardly see smiling faces. You see them, but everybody is worked up, tired, gray hair everywhere. Where I work, I interface with third-party logistics, and I just see people. Once in a while, I just interact with them and say, oh, how long have you been in Canada? So I came from Kuwait. Oh no, all these Middle East countries. What's their name? From Pakistan. I'm from this. I've been here for 35 years, and it's still driving. You just see them gray hair everywhere. Nothing major. So most of them say they do it for their children. If you are doing it for your kids, all well and good, but well, there's a saying in my country that who no go no no, who no go no no. Yeah. Here, there's no communal life. You hardly make friends here. From where I live, I've been living here for 2 years now. There's this lady, she's quite old and all that. Not old like that, we should be like the same age mate. So we always meet in the elevator, and on one of those days, we just, because even to say hi, it's hard around here, So we just got talking and all that. I said, oh, do you drink wine? She said, yes, and all that. So I was just trying to be friendly, and I got her, I think, 2 bottles of wine or something like that. She returned them back to me, and She left a note that I should stop knocking on her door. I went to knock on the door too. So it's just hard to make friends here. Back in my country, you meet in the bar. You can just meet somebody, even on the way. You guys become friends. There's no big deal. Here you want to do it, people can just call the police on you and say you are harassing them or something like that. So most times when I close, I just drive to my house. I'm indoors till the next day I come to work. Monitor business back home and all that. That's all. It's nothing extra. And out of this little amount that people are earning here, the system is just designed, just like one of these videos that trended like 2 months ago. System is just designed to suck whatever you earn away from you. By the time you work, earn something, government takes its own 30% first. You go to a store, buy anything, they take their tax, take HST, take provincial tax, take federal, you know, just like that. You go to Toronto, you park anywhere, you have to pay for parking. And if you don't pay for parking, before just give you 5-10 minutes, you get a parking ticket. So I'm talking to you this year alone, I've received more than 3, 4, 5 parking tickets. I'm going to put the picture here. You see, I'm not bluffing. So all these things just suck away money from you, suck away money from you. So basically, what are you working for? In the long run, most of us immigrants, we are here saying, okay, by the time you come work, get your PR, get your Canadian passport. Yes, Canadian passport is respected all over the world. You can travel to close to 200 countries with Canadian passport. But where is the money to travel? Back in my country, yes, I have a Nigerian passport, but I have the money to travel to wherever I want to travel to. It's not credit card, cash. I have the money. Here, most people that travel, if they buy ticket to travel, I can tell you that 80-90% of those people is credit card. And by the time they travel, stay a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they come back, they have to work double to make money to pay back that credit card because they borrowed the money. And here, rent is paid every month. So before you know it, it's another month you have to. Before you know it, it's another month you have to pay. The same thing with mortgage. Back in Nigeria, if you pay your rent now, for those that don't own a home or a house, we pay yearly. Some pay even for 2 years. So by the time you pay your rent, you are not having sleepless night that you are going to pay rent again. At least before the next year or something, you have enough time to have gathered enough to pay for the next one. I'm not saying we don't have challenges there. Mostly the challenges are security and corruption, so to say. And you know, there's no equal opportunity. I'm not saying back in my country or most countries there are no challenges. There are challenges, but you want to look at it that, okay, you want to live your life in the now. Not that you are just working here, paying bills, working here, paying bills. There's nothing to your name. You understand? There's nothing to your name. That's it. Well, I just want to say, maybe this is me ranting, but this is my honest opinion. Okay, another scenario is just imagine, say, because most of the students here, you go to undergraduate school, maybe first degree, or you go to postgraduate school. Most of the students you see, they are international students. And just like for postgraduate programs or even graduate programs, some international students pay as high as $20,000-$30,000 per annum. And they're able to pay. Most of the domestic students you see in the same class, they pay 20 or 30% of that amount. Let's assume their international counterparts are paying $20,000. Domestic students will just pay $4,000 or $5,000. And most of them even have scholarship. The ones that don't have scholarship, they apply for grant. Like in Ontario here, it's called, I think OSAP or something like that. I can't remember. You apply for grant and they give you that if you're a permanent resident or you're a citizen. But these international students, they don't have access to all these things. Still yet, they pay their fees. The same lecturer, the same course, everything. So imagine they say, okay, there's no OSAP, there's no, everybody pay out of pocket the same amount. How many Canadians do you think will be able to pay that? How many? Just imagine it in your head. So in conclusion, I just want to say, for you to survive in Canada, one, you need to turn your passion to business. Don't rely so much on your 9 to 5. Register a company, whatever your passion is, turn it into business. So that as a company, you're able to know how you go about it, reducing the tax you pay. Let's say you buy a car, you can just buy it in the company's name and you say, okay, you file it in the company's name and whatever you pay as tax will be refunded to you because it will be assumed that, okay, that car is for business purposes, things like that. Another thing is don't rely so much on 9 to 5. Yeah, if you plan to stay in the long run, remain in Canada, you need to have these things, in place. If not, you just be caught up in the rat race and it's just bills after bills, bills after bills. Thank you for watching. I want to end this video here now. Thank you for watching. If you haven't followed, please follow. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, share, and leave a comment. Thank you so much. Like I always say, on to the next one. Bye for now.